And he stopped in his tracks and he turned around and just cold cocked me.
She was one of our activists.
She was one of your activists
who had been trained up to bird dog.
Yes.
So the term bird dogging, you put people in the line at the front, which means they have to get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, so they're getting the front of the rally, so that when Trump comes down the rope line, they're the ones asking him the question in front of the reporters because they're pre-placed there. To funnel that kind of operation, you have to start back with people 2 weeks ahead of time and train them how to.
That's a clip from a Project Veritas video that blew the lid off Democrat dirty tricks in the 2016 presidential election. That lady, Shirley Teter, who looked like a lovable, kindly grandma with an oxygen mask, the last person you would ever think of being a political trickster. Well, you heard the Democratic operative saying, yes, she's one of ours. And he described what's called bird dogging, having her placed there so that when Trump comes out, she's at the front of the line to ask him questions or even to provoke some sort of a quarrel. Well, this was a devastatingly effective video by Project Veritas, one of several in the 2016 election campaign. President Trump himself said that these undercover sting videos by Project Veritas helped win the election. Well, not surprisingly, the Democrats who were exposed in this video sued Project Veritas, including in this case, Shirley Teter herself sued Project Veritas for defamation. And I'm delighted to report, and we have him here right now, our friend James O'Keefe, the founder of Project Veritas, won in a blowout court victory. James, great to see you again, and welcome back to The Rebel.
Thank you very much for having me, Ezra. It's been quite a week.
Well, thank you for making the time. You've had a chance to celebrate, and I'm sure you've been doing a lot of media interviews. Can you give our viewers any more background? We showed that short clip, and I did my best to explain bird dogging. Tell us a little bit more about the dirty tricks you exposed, and then tell us about the lawfare against you.
Well, Ezra, this was I don't even know where to begin. The feelings of justice when you are vindicated by a sitting federal judge, and the transcript of this is a jury trial, a defamation jury trial. First of all, most issues don't make it to trial, so it's pretty extraordinary when a defamation case gets to the jury. But in this case, Ezra, what happened was this woman that you just saw, that Scott Fovel, which is a Democratic operative who was disgraced and terminated, Scott Fovel referenced this woman without mentioning her by name, but he was clearly referring to her in the raw tape. You can see all the surrounding facts. An old woman from North Carolina who had COPD. There's only one such person who was beat up at this Trump rally. And Scott Fovel took credit for what she did. And some of the actions that Teter took at this rally in court, she contradicted herself about whether she touched this guy first, chased after him, so forth and so on. There were some contradictions. So we reported what Scott Fovel said accurately. That's our duty as journalists. It's newsworthy when Mr. Fovel makes these comments taking credit for what Ms. Teter did. Teter sues us for defamation. It gets to a jury trial in North Carolina, and a federal judge rules yesterday. He does what's called a directed verdict, meaning that before the jury could reach a verdict, the judge throws the entire case in a trash can and says, there is zero evidence of defamation in this case. Mr. O'Keefe, me, was reporting accurately what the woman said, and that's it. I'm sorry, what Mr. Fovel said. So it's been an extraordinary few days. This case went to trial. It was like something out of a movie. It was like the person, Teter, where they're trying to play up the sympathy card. She had breathing tubes, and they were trying to play up the sympathy card, which had nothing to do with the issues and the facts. So it really was standing on principles. It was standing about the First Amendment and my right to inform the public. And we won. And we've won every lawsuit that we've litigated, which is rather historic. So it's all I can say is it's a feeling of vindication and justice right now.
That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue, and then I interview an interesting guest. And then I end by reading my hate mail, but you've got to subscribe to it. which you can do at therebel.media/shows.